Good evening, guys. James here. And for this video, we're going to go ahead and make Bannock. Now, Bannock, in case you don't know, it's a type of woodsman bread. It's just very much associated with the outdoors because it's so simple to make. It's been made for many years. I mean, Ray Mears talks about this, Dave Canterbury. I mean, it's just a very popular bushcraft food. Now, I will be honest, I have never made Bannock before. Well, I've made it, but not much. I'm more of a, catching small game, hunting and gathering in my area. But it's always good, for growth to get outside your comfort zone. So we're going to go ahead and just make some Bannock together. So, obviously, the first thing for cooking, you're going to need a fire. And then these are the ingredients. Now, I'm going to follow old Dave Canterbury's Bushcraft 101 because there's just a lot of useful recipes. One of them is being Bannock. And I will add my own twist to the Bannock as well. So, here are the ingredients. Well, we're going to need a pan and a spoon for measuring and cooking. We're going to need 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of dry milk powder, 1 tablespoon of shortening, oil for frying, and then water as needed. And I'll get the water from my canteen. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we're just going to place some wood in here. We just want a good bed of coals. We just started this fire just a few minutes back. So I just want a good bed of coals. And then I'm just going to place my pan, and we're just going to get started on our mixture here. We're going to mix it in a Ziploc bag. The way most guys do it, I'm not deviating too much from the usual formula because, once again, I have very little experience with this. So I don't want to take too many chances and risk it failing. So we'll make our mixture in here, and we'll proceed from there. Okay, so let's get started here. First thing needed is 1 cup of flour. So get my measuring cup. And we are a little low on sunlight, guys. This whole daylight, the time change really messes with me a lot, to be honest. So, yeah, we're close to sunset, but we'll get this done. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's start placing things in here. So, there we go. 1 cup of flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder, here we go. Great. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There we go. 1/4 cup of dry milk powder. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, 1 tablespoon of shortening, which we're going to use just the Crisco here. Now, preferably, guys, if you're, if you're going to go camping, things like that, you're going to make this Bannock bread, you can just go ahead and make this mixture at home ahead of time and just, close this up and put it in your pack. The reason I didn't want to do that is, so to demonstrate. Now, I'm sure most of you guys already know how to go about doing this, but in case you have, you have never heard of Bannock or, you've never seen a video on it, it doesn't hurt. Okay, I'm going to place a little bit of water. Now, it's 1/4 of a cup. I'm just going to just place a little bit just to play it safe. And then in case I need more, I'll place more as need be. Okay, so let's close this up. And you're just going to knead it together, just mush it until it's kind of like a cornmeal-like mixture. Just dough. You're pretty much just trying to mix it all together to make some dough. So I'm just going to mix this up for about 5 minutes. And then from there we'll get back to you. So it's pretty much there. This bag is a little big for this. Most guys, they use a smaller Ziploc, but I didn't have one. So we're just working with what we have. In the meantime, I'm going to place some oil on here. I'm going to use the same shortening. And just place it on the pan. Get it nice and lathered up. Maybe a little more because this can be a little tricky. Now, I'm going to attempt my own spin on the Bannock. Now, there's so many ways to make Bannock. Now, most guys, they like to put, cinnamon or cranberries, things like that, sweet things. I, admittedly, am not a sweets person. I don't like sweets. So, what I'm going to place on mine, just to see if a little experiment here, is I have some chopped up jalapenos and pepper jack cheese. So, hopefully, if this works, we'll have a really good little bread here. So, I'm going to place this in here. And then mix them into my dough here, and hopefully we'll have some pretty good Bannock there. Just mix this for about a minute or two, and then let this oil melt, and then we're going to be placing our Bannock. Okay, I'm just going to get a little close to the water, the fire. Okay, and I'm just going to mess with this just for about a minute, just one more minute, just trying to make sure that everything's sifted together. And wait for this fire to die down a bit. Okay, so it's about that time. We go ahead and place it on the pan. The oil melted. So, we're going to just... Now, I saw Crick from Black Owl Outdoors. I saw his Bannock a couple months back. And he just turns this inside out and lets it fall in there. So we're just going to do that as well. He did it a lot better than I did. A lot easier than I did, but that'll do. Okay. Now I'm just going to flatten it out. Something like a pancake. The flatter it is, the faster it'll cook. And we're going to leave this for about 10 minutes, maybe less, because I think it'll cook fast. So there we go. And let's just let it cook for a bit. Okay, so this side's about ready. So I'm about to flip it. Now, there's some crumbs here that are breaking apart. That's fine. They're still edible. You want to keep it solid, but it's going to break apart. Like all bread, it's, it's not going to be perfect. But that's fine. As long as, obviously, as long as it's edible, that's good. I'm going to place a little bit more oil because I'm going to flip this guy. And I'm going to let this side cook up for about 10 minutes, possibly less. This fire is pretty warm, actually, so I might not need to wait that long. But this side's pretty good. It stayed intact. So we'll just wait about 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes on this side, and I did place the last of the cheese and jalapenos that was at the bottom of my little container on here. So this should be pretty good. Now, once again, I'm not a professional cook, in case you were wondering, so it may not come out as pretty as other videos or other guys, but this should be pretty well made. Now, Dave does suggest, just to check if it's ready or not, to use a toothpick to poke it. And if it comes out gooey or wet, that means it's not ready yet. A little bit of wetness. But it might just be the cheese, since we placed some pepper jack in there. So, just to play it safe, I'll leave it out here beside the fire for about one more minute, and then from there, it's chow time. So this is ready, and this smells pretty good. I'm going to place it away from the fire. Just let it cool off a little bit. Let's see if I can get a little piece. Yeah, that's done. That's bread with jalapenos and cheese, so that's not too bad. Oh yeah, that's done. Take a look at that with cheese, jalapenos. So, now bread provides a lot of carbs, so that's why a lot of woodsmen used it. You know, it provides energy when you're out in the woods and you're hunting and it's snowing, you know, the elements. Even right now, I mean, this is a desert, but if you notice, I'm wearing my coat. It's actually pretty chilly out here. So, this actually provides a lot of energy, a lot of carbohydrates. You know, so, you know, I can be hunting squirrels and mice, doves, but you're going to need other things to supplement that. So, honestly, I would just bring some. Now, I don't do this often, but I really want to start doing that. I just bring some cooking materials with me, and then also, you know, make some traps when I'm outdoors. So I can have some bread as well as supplement it with some meat or some fish. And say, you know, say springtime comes along or summer, and there's fruits from cactus fruit, things like that. So then I'm getting a balanced nutrition here. But this is really good right now. It's actually a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. Check it out. Yeah. That was a success. Okay, guys. Well, that's the conclusion of this video. I'm just going to make this fire a little, stoke it up a little bit because it's kind of cold out here. And then I'm going to share this food with my girlfriend and my best friend that are with me. They're my camera people, my camera crew. And, yeah, so we'll be back next week with another video. I thank you for your views. I thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. Now, go ahead and give this a try, or if you have your own spin on this formula, a video or a recipe, anything like that, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I really want to see how many variations there is of this bread. Okay, guys, so have a good night, and go outside and get your boots dirty.